since October.
As long as everybody in here believes in what we're doing, that's the only thing that matters.
But I don't think people expected the Suns.
1, 2, 3, we stay together, we fight together.
You gotta go out there and embrace this thing and go after it.
You have to rebuild the energy, rebuild the momentum, rebuild the focus.
If you're in the playoffs, you're ready, point blank. The defending champions are back.
For the Lakers, a finals berth would further galvanize their greatness and push Kobe closer to ring number 5.
Great move by Kobe Bryant.
Nearly matching the man on whom his fervor was modeled. For Phoenix, a conference championship crown would place long-sought goals within reach. Vindication for a player. Culmination of an era.
Oh, what a shot by Nash.
Validation for a franchise.
We played our way into this spot. Nobody gave this up.
Tonight, it's a true commencement of title dreams. Suns, Lakers, next.
On a hazy 62-degree day in the City of Angels, our coverage continues from Staples Center in downtown LA as we close in on Game 1 of the Western Conference Final here on TNT. Capacity crowd better than 19,000. Turning out for the Phoenix Suns going up against the defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers. Hi everybody, Marv Albert along with Hall of Famer Doug Collins. Will be joined momentarily by Craig Sager working the sidelines. Both teams just about ready to go. Let's check out the Taco Bell starting lineup for the Suns. Up front, Amari Stoudemire, Grant Hill. 7-footer Robin Lopez makes his return. He's been out since late March with a back problem at the guards. Jason Richardson and Steve Nash returning from that swollen right eye. For the Lakers, front line of Pau Gasol, who had a terrific playoff run. First 2 rounds, Ron Artest, Andrew Bynum. Bynum's right knee, a major question. And in the backcourt, Derek Fisher and Kobe Bryant. And Kobe's right knee, also a concern, Doug. Sat out most of practice this week. And once again playing through a number of injuries.
Well, you know, Marv, I think it's going to be interesting. Both these teams have had a lot of time off, so they're rested. Which team is going to be sharper to get started? When we talked to Phil Jackson before the game, he mentioned the Celtic game and the Orlando Magic game. We saw where the Celtics went in. They were a little sharper. They had just played. They've been in a tough series. They go in and steal game 1. This series is a little different because both of these teams have been off. So to me, it's going to be interesting who comes out and gets into the rhythm of the game the soonest.
Lakers took 3 of 4 during the regular season by an average margin of victory of 15 points. 3 of those games earlier in the year. And the Lakers have won 9 of the last 12 games over the last 3 years. Phoenix Suns taking out the Blazers in 6 in the first round, swept the Spurs. Lakers defeating the Thunder in a very tough series in 6 games, and then swept the injury-hit Utah Jazz in the West semifinals.
You know, it's sort of interesting. Everybody was talking about, you know, you don't want to get the Lakers early in the playoffs. I'm not so sure it wasn't better to get them earlier because they are maybe playing, Marv, their best basketball of the year. They're more focused. I think they see the end and it's close now, and they are really picked up the level of their game. And I think for Phoenix, it's going to be interesting. This is a very confident team coming in here tonight. I think they need to play well. They don't want to be knocked on their heels by this Laker team. They're very confident right now.
Lakers 57-25 in the regular season. Best record in the West, #1 seed. At their best, they won 18-3, 28-6. Had some rough spots toward the end of the year. While the Suns, one of the surprises of the season, 54-28. A 3rd seed, 2nd in the Pacific Division, only 3 games behind the Lakers, and they've ripped through the first 2 rounds. The officiating crew, Scott Foster, Greg Willard, Jason Phillips. The Lakers control the opening tip. Gasol played by Lopez here at the start. Fisher guarded by Nash, Bryant by Hill, and Bryant opens up with a jumper. Still see the swelling under the eye of Steve Nash, although he says he is feeling much better. Stoudemire. And Alvin Gentry telling us earlier, if the Suns are to succeed, he has to hit that mid-range jumper.
Yeah, early this year, he has tried to force things inside against that big Laker front line. In the 4 games, Mark, 1 assist and 8 turnovers. He's got to take that jump shot.
Artest and Rebounded by Richardson. Here comes Hill. Lost the grip, able to save it. Batted by Bryant, but Richardson hanging on. Nash getting the screen from Stoudemire. Pops it back to Richardson for three. Yes!
Well, he is right off to where he left off, I should say. He has been brilliant in these playoffs, Marv. In the early games, 10 games, he's 34 of 66 from the three-point line. He is shooting the ball as well as anybody in the NBA.
And not shot well from downtown in the regular season against the Lakers. Fisher, and the rebound is handled by Hill. Nash met by Artest. Here's the lead. Lopez blocked. Robin Lopez, who has not played since late March because of the back spasms. Bynum not able to handle it, slapped away. And Stoudemire hands to Nash. Stoudemire putting a move on Fisher, draws the foul.
Grant Hill with a terrific save. That ball looked like it was going out of bounds. He saves it in it. Now you get all these cross matches and no one gets out to Jason Richardson. Kobe Bryant has got to stay attached to him the way he is shooting the basketball. And, you know, Marv, with his Phoenix Suns team, they're still very much an up-tempo team. But they're not what you would call a great fast-breaking team now. They're an early offense. They look to get into their offense. They keep the pace of the game up. Steve Nash talked to John Thompson about that in an interview. They're not that, 7 seconds or less to shoot team now.
Yeah, Alvin says now 12 seconds or less. Mari Stoudemire did not play particularly well against the Lakers during the regular season. In fact, had turnover problems against that big LA front line.
Well, he shot 46% against the Lakers, 56% against the rest of the league. That's what the size did to him, as well as those turnovers that you spoke about.
Fisher, the Lakers with their first field goal. There's Richardson. That was deflected short. Artest got a piece of it. And a foul is called. Bryant is hit. Non-shooting foul called on Richardson.
And we'll keep our eye on Robin Lopez. Alvin Gentry thought he could probably play about 3 or 4 minutes here early before he would be winded. But that's what Steve Nash wants to do. Get in the lane and drive and kick. And a nice close that time by Artest to get a hand on that shot by Jason Richardson.
Gasol over Robin Lopez. For Lopez, it is his playoff debut, his first game since March the 26th. Played very well during the regular season, although he took no injuries. Oh, Nash able to hit over Fisher.
Vintage Steve Nash, as you watch the game, he loves to play in behind the basket. He drives that baseline, and he'll make a lot of those passes out to three-point shooters. That time, he squared up and knocked down his own jump shot.
Just on the drop.
Phil Jackson said they want to attack Jason Richardson. If Artest is going to be played by him, they want to go in the post. They want to make Richardson work on defense.
Nash gets it to Lopez. Steve Nash with a nice pass, and Robin Lopez with the field goal. Kobe Bryant coming off an outstanding series against Utah. In fact, over the last 5 playoff games, averaging better than 32 points. He's missed his first 2 shots. Nash putting moves on Fisher, is able to stay in front of him.
You're going to see about 60 pick and rolls a game that time. Amari Stoudemire slipped the pick and a bad pass by Steve Nash.
Fisher on a crossover, lost in his way to draw the foul. Fisher hit by Nash, and Derek will get to the line. Reminder, a look at the upcoming national television schedule on ESPN tomorrow, starting at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's the NBA Draft Lottery, followed by the Eastern Conference Finals Game 2 with Boston and Orlando, and then TNT Wednesday will be right here at Staples in LA. The Western Conference Finals Game 2 between the Suns and the Lakers. There was a report earlier in the day that Phil Jackson had said he's considering retirement after the season. We talked about it with Phil. He said the statement was made weeks ago after a long, tough series coming off a road trip. At this point, he said he's not sure what next year holds in store. His contract is up. And there has been some talk as Hill flips it up. Lopez is right there.
Well, that's what Lopez brings this team. Now, that's 2 rebounds that he's gotten inside. One he was able to put back, one he wasn't. And then he also had a nice little pass from Steve Nash. So you've seen 2 field goals already by Lopez in the paint.
Artest for 3. Ron Artest, who had a breakout game 3 against the Jazz, including 4 from downtown after having his difficulties. Only 7 for his previous 42 from beyond that three-point line. Able to knock down a 3. Foul was called on Gasol as to see Artest wide open.
Well, Alvin Gentry told us before the game he's going to get a lot of open shots because Jason Richardson's going to try to help in the post. That time he was helping on a penetrating drive, and Artest spotted up and knocked that shot down beautifully. But he's going to get a lot of those open shots today.
There's some room for Hill, and he's able to hit. You can hear people in the crowd screaming every time Nash puts the ball on the floor that he's carrying. He's palming the ball. Phil Jackson, following playoff tradition, attempting to get into opponents' heads. Fight him. And let him go. He's going to pick up the foul. The other day, Phil looking to make officials aware of any possible alleged violation as Nash is able to pop it home. Pointed out that Steve gets away with illegally carrying the ball while dribbling. Nash's response, he said he's been in the league for 14 years. Claims he hasn't been called for a carry yet, and then he said the best coach in the NBA, Greg Popovich, did not have a problem with it last week. And here's Gasol. When Phil was told about Steve's statement, he said, well, Pop's a great coach, no doubt about it. Channing Frye has come on for Robin Lopez. Richardson again gets a 3.
The key to that was, though, the ball movement. The one thing that the Suns cannot do is over-dribble the basketball against the Lakers. Move the ball side to side. Beautiful passing. Got the great shot for Richardson.
Gasol wide open. Phoenix Suns, the best three-point shooting team in the NBA. And also the highest scoring team in the NBA. Channing Frye, who has been a three-point specialist, not able to hit on his first attempt.
Well, he's going to try to drag Gasol out of that paint. That time I didn't think he was on balance when he took that shot.
And Bryant will head to the line, fouled in the act by Hill. Check that, it's Stoudemire on the foul.
Well, Andrew Bynum, we talked about pounding the paint, owning the lane, dominating inside. That's what the Los Angeles Lakers want to do. Is it going to be this strength, or is it going to be Nash, two-man game, three-point shooting by the Phoenix Suns?
Back at Staples in Los Angeles, it is time for Cold Hard Facts, presented by Coors Light. Doug, your keys for tonight.
Well, which style prevails? We talked about the Lakers and their size dominating the lane, and for the Phoenix Suns getting in the open court, Mark. The Suns have scored 20 points already, all in the first 12 seconds of the shot clock, so they're playing at their pace, strength versus strength. The Suns, the #1 three-point shooting team in the NBA. The Lakers, the #1 team defending the three-point shot. The bench advantage, much ballyhooed. The Suns bench, when they come in, they really shoot the three well. I look for the Laker bench to have a little bit of chip on their shoulders. So much being said about the Phoenix Suns. Then we talk about Nash and Kobe. Nash looking for his first trip to the NBA Finals. Kobe looking for that 5th championship ring.
Both teams shooting well here at the start. Phoenix 8 of 12. Lakers 6 for 11. Lamar Odom has come on for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant at the line. Game 2 of this series Wednesday night here in Los Angeles. Then games 3 and 4 in Phoenix Sunday night, and a week from tomorrow night.
Marv, as we see now both teams starting to go to the bench, it's going to be interesting now because probably Lamar Odom is going to be matched up against Channing Frye. Will Channing Frye guard Gasol, or will Amari Stoudemire? If that's the case, Gasol has a decided height advantage in the post.
Nash using the pick to set it up for Fry. They swing it. Richardson. Hill. That's a 2-point attempt. Rebounded by Richardson. Fry not able to handle that pass, and then last touch by Artest.
What's happening right now, the Lakers really want to zone you on defense, and so what's happening is the Suns are really moving the ball well, and it's giving them offensive rebounding opportunities because all guys are moving, the shots are coming, and they're getting to their spots on that offensive glass.
Stoudemire gets the rim, and again that mid-range jump shot by Amari Stoudemire.
There's an old expression, you got to take what the defense gives you, and if they're going to back off of you, you got to be able to trust in that jump shot.
Artest looking to post. Richardson fell down trying to draw the foul. Good job by Stoudemire to bat it away, and last touch by Artest.
And you can see Phil Jackson, he wants Jason Richardson to have to play defense, and so he's going with Ron Artest in the post using that strength. Normally Jason Richardson guarded Kobe Bryant in the regular season. It took a lot of his offense away from him. That's why Alvin Gentry made the switch and put him on Artest.
Stoudemire rebounded by Odom. 4.5 remaining in this first quarter. Odom going at Fry. Odom to the fadeaway, able to go glass. Now Bryant on Nash. Hill with a nice fake on Fisher, and a foul, offensive foul. Called on Grant Hill.
That's how Fisher gets down in that post. He guards these bigger players. He takes it personally if somebody tries to post him up. Watch him get down on Grant Hill. Let's see if Grant Hill's starting. You can see that right arm come out, and when you get that away from your body, the referee's going to call that about 99% of the time.
Odom for 3.
That is a welcome sign for the Los Angeles Lakers. Everybody always calls him the X factor.
You never know what you're going to get from Lamar Odom. He has been up and down, but he has started by hitting first 2 shots. Foul is called on Odom.
Well, he comes in off the bench, a nice little spinning bank shot off the glass. Remember now, Lamar Odom at one time played for the Clippers and was coached by Alvin Gentry, so he knows his game well. He steps out behind the 3-point line. So 5 quick bench. We talked about the bench advantage here early. It's been Lamar Odom leading that Laker bench.
And now one of the key contributors to the Phoenix bench, Jared Dudley, who has been such a valuable guy, has checked in game 3 at San Antonio. Dudley 16 points, 3 threes. Jared Dudley out of Boston College, Bobcats first-round pick, and he was acquired in the deal involving Jason Richardson. The deal that sent Boris Diaw to the Bobcats.
And this is the Suns' best 3-point shooting lineup. You have Fry out there with Dudley and Jason Richardson, and the 2-man pick-and-roll game of Nash and Amari Stoudemire.
Good job by Dudley, and then Bryant with a beautiful pass to Odom. The tip by Odom.
Well, he's off to a brilliant start. Very, very active. And he's out there right now to try to take away that 3-point shooting of Fry. They're already given him 7 quick points.
First lead for the Lakers. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the first. Richardson showing confidence. The rebound comes to Gasol. The call is away from the ball. It's on Dudley.
Look at this last tip in by Lamar Odom, very close to being offensive goaltending. Let's see if that ball was still on the rim. It was sort of falling out, but active and aggressive here, Lamar Odom early.
Phoenix with their 4th team foul. Dudley now defending on Bryant. Bryant off the spin is fouled. Kobe looking pretty good. A lot of questions about that knee, but we're seeing that Kobe right at the start is in rhythm. He's able to go to the spin move. Hearing it from the crowd as a timeout is taken.
And more importantly, Marv, he's getting to the free throw line. When he gets to the free throw line, double digits, usually he gets into the 30s point-wise, then they're very tough to beat.
Welcome back to Staples Center. Los Angeles Lakers up by 1 as this first quarter winds down. And right here, time for Gatorade Around the Cooler. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, thanks, Marv. It's been over a week and Steve Nash caught that inadvertent elbow from Tim Duncan and suffered an orbital contusion of his right eye. Now, the swelling has gone down, the peripheral vision is back, but he says he still has some blurred vision. It was interesting in practice this week. Jared Dudley and Gordon Dragic actually showed up wearing pirate patches over their eye to try to see if they could shoot one-eyed, but they were having a very difficult time. Nash is wearing stereo stripes over the eye tonight to protect the wound, but he was one of those that went out and he could shoot one-eyed, no problem at all. A special player that seems to know where he is on the court at all times. And by the way, Doug, you're asking, he is right eye dominant, and the ability to have two eyes focus is called binocularity. But apparently, Steve can do it with one eye.
This is too much information.
Wow, Sags, you really did your homework. There's I tell you, it is your balance and your depth perception. He closed one eye and tried to shoot. It's amazing. And Marv, I did that game. Kevin Harlan and I did that game, and it was amazing to see Steve finish that game. He really could not see out of that eye.
Didn't you take a shot to the eye during your playing days?
I did. My own teammate, Daryl Dawkins, was waiting a long time to punch me. He finally got me against Portland in the NBA Finals.
Nash picked up by Odom. Fry on a catch and shoot. Rebounded by Odom. Bryant backing his way on Dudley, who's playing with the 2 fouls. Here's Artest for 3. Dudley's pass picked off. Nash is back. Artest on the move and then decides to pull it back. And here's the applause from the crowd. Not forcing. Shot clock to 6. Bryant lost his balance. Trying to call for timeout, and he gets the call.
You have to be so disciplined when you play Kobe Bryant. He's a master of that shot fake, that head fake, and he got Jared Dudley in the air, and it looked like he went by him. He lost his balance, or he gets him. Looks like he might have stumbled over his foot. As Kobe goes down, he looks over to Jason Phillips and gets a timeout.
And athletic trainer Gary Vitti out. Take a look. Kobe being helped up. Kobe has been hard hit by injury throughout the season, playing through a broken right index finger, which developed into an arthritic knuckle. You can see over the course of the 10 games the Lakers have played in the playoffs, 8 wins. The average is better than 29 a game.
You see the keys there: free throw line and points in the paint. And Marv, really, his improved play really took off when he had his knee drained. You know, I think in the Oklahoma City series right before Utah. And then that's when his game really took off. He was terrific in Game 6 against the Oklahoma City Thunder when Pau Gasol had that tip in to prevent a Game 7. And then he was magnificent in the 4 games against the Utah Jazz.
Here's Gasol with the shot clock running down. He just did get it off. Since Lamar Odom checked into the game, the Lakers have outscored the Suns by the count of 13-3. Odom with the quick 7 off a burst. Nash for 3. Kept alive by Stoudemire. Nash played on a switch by Gasol. Nash coming up short again.
The switching defense has bothered the Suns sometimes this year. It did not bother him against the San Antonio Spurs tonight. They have not been able to take advantage by knocking down that outside jump shot. And there's Kobe Bryant going to work once again, getting in the paint.
For Kobe, his first field goal, he has 6 points. Phoenix started out 8 for their first 11. They missed 8 of their last 9 shots.
I think it takes a while when you start playing the Suns to get into the rhythm of the game.
Here is Fry. He's been off.
Well, he was 4 of 18 in the regular season against the Lakers. Tonight, he's already 0 of 3. He's not been able to knock the shot down.
Bryant for 3. Lakers up by 10. And a foul is called with Stoudemire hitting the deck. Foul is called on Gasol, his second.
A nice inbound play here to Pau Gasol against a short clock. This is when you steal points. Watch Gasol, he sort of rolls out behind that little picket fence there and then comes right back to the ball, just has a superior size. And as I said, Marvin, our open, I feel like he's the most skilled big man in the NBA. When you put left-handed shooting in the post, right hand stepping out, knocking down jump shots, his free throw shooting, his passing ability, now his shot blocking and rebounding. Man, he is playing great basketball. The 1-2 punch of he and Kobe Bryant has been unbelievable.
Jordan Farmar checking in, coming on for Derek Fisher. Goran Dragic, who played so well in Game 3 against San Antonio, come on for the first time for the Suns. Here is Fry for three. Channing Fry, after missing his first 3 shots, able to knock it down from downtown.
Now, that's one of the things he's grown. Earlier in the year, he would not keep shooting. Alvin Gentry said, you come to us, you space the floor, you get an open shot, you've got to take it, otherwise you're hurting our team.
Final seconds of the first. Bryant on the foul. At the buzzer, it will count. They'll review it, but he got it off on time.
The man knows the shot clock, doesn't he? I mean, absolutely could not have been more perfect. The answers to Channing Fry 3. The isolation goes to that baseline, the fading jumper. Big first quarter by the Lakers.
An 18-4 run to end it. They are up by 9.
Welcome back to the Staples Center. It's time for the Lincoln Coach's Corner. The Lakers have just closed out the first quarter with a double-digit lead. I'm with the Suns head coach, Alvin Gentry. Defensively, are the problems that, or are they just hitting good shots?
No, they're hitting good shots. You know, it's a long game. I mean, we can't give up 35, obviously, and think we're going to stay in the game. But, you know, we were pretty good offensively. We just got to do a little bit better job. They're making shots. I mean, we can't do anything about that.
Jared Dudley picked up 2 quick fouls guarding Kobe, but you left him in the game. Why?
Well, I mean, he knows how to play with fouls. We'll be fine. I mean, it's a long game. We just got to slow him down a little bit, get into transition a little bit better, and then we got to rebound the basketball.
Okay, thanks a lot. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Craig. And that the Lakers' high quarter in this year's playoffs, 35 points. They finished with an 18-4 run. Second quarter underway. Leandro Barbosa is tripped up by Shannon Brown, both entering at the start of this second quarter.
Now things get interesting. You go to your bench, and what Phil Jackson has done, he's left Bynum out there to play in the post with Odom and Artest. So he's got his front line intact with his 2 backup guards. Farmar and Shannon Brown must take the challenge of Dragic and Barbosa. Both those guys playing very confidently, and they are very speedy guards, so they have to do a good job of keeping them out of the paint.
And Louis Amundsen has come on for the first time for Phoenix as Dragic able to knock it down. Goran Dragic from Slovenia. Played 4 years overseas, is in Europe. Struggled last year as a rookie, but had some big games this season, including in the series against San Antonio. Artest. So Ron Artest with 7 points. 37-28 Lakers. Alvin Gentry going with his bench here at the start of the second quarter. It's all bench players. Fry knocks it aside and made contact, call for the foul.
Well, their bench is a very high energy bench. They come in, they defend, they rebound, and they knock down 3-point shots. But right now their 3-point shots are being rushed. They're now 3 of 9 from behind the line. Channing Fry now 1 of 5. So they have really targeted him. They're going to make him put the ball down on the floor and not let him take his shots in rhythm.
And Doug, we talked about this earlier. Here's the lob for Odom. Odom in a crowd is able to score the 9 points. So Odom talked about the fact that Phoenix has had very good second quarters because of the effectiveness of their bench. But it's unusual to see a team go without a starter as Barbosa is able to hit.
I agree. This team sort of has their own personality. I think they play together and practice a lot. I think Alvin is very confident in keeping them together. But right now with the front line that the Lakers have, they're going to continue to pound that ball inside. Bynum has a huge advantage with Fry.
Odom putting a move on Amundsen. Farmar broken up by by Fry. Here comes Dragic. Artest back. Oh, behind the back pass, and it is deflected out. And the Suns got a break.
Well, you're talking about Dragic. How about the game 3, Marv? He comes in 13 minutes, the last minute of the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, the man has 26 points. He and Barbosa had 39 in that game. In game 2, they had 3. And that's how explosive they were when they won that game in San Antonio to take the 3-0 lead.
And that big game by Dragic, 5 of 5 from three-point land. Dragic on the drive.
Well, he's sure not upset with the bright lights here. He's come out playing very aggressively, and that's exactly what Alvin Gentry wants him to do, stay in the attacking mode.
The steal by Barbosa. Try to keep it alive, could not. Stepped out of bounds, so the ball back to the Lakers.
Dragic here with the quick move, and you see Farmar forces him to the right hand. He's a left-handed player, but he gets inside and very slow weak side help by the Los Angeles Lakers. They got to get there much sooner if they're going to force him that way to his weak hand.
Shannon Brown, rebounded by Lamar Odom. What a start by Odom. Leads the Lakers with 11. Odom also has 5 rebounds. Oh, Barbosa showing us the speed, and he is fouled.
That's what I talked about just a few moments ago, Marv, is Shannon Brown and Farmar got to take the challenge here. And they got to keep Barbosa and Dragic out of that paint, because what happens is now when you start coming over, you trigger those open three-point shots. Barbosa loves to go to his left and finish back with his right hand. You know, sometimes this year, Marv, his minutes have been down. He has a tendency sometimes to try to do too much too quickly, but sometimes it'll backfire on him. So he's got to just try to play with that rhythm, even though his minutes are down.
That was the Brazilian blur at his best.
Exactly.
We're early second. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, Craig Sager, Staples in LA. Game 1 of this Western Conference Final Series. Bynum with the rebound. There's that size and length that we talked about earlier.
Well, that's why Phil Jackson has left those big guys out on the floor.
Front line of Bynum, Odom, and Artest. Fry, it's a rare 2-point attempt, rebounded by Artest. Artest with a high dribble, met by Dudley. Farmar, guarded by Dragic. It's the tempo the Lakers like. Off the steal, here comes Dragic. Goes behind the back. Beautiful move by Dragic. Foul called on Farmar.
That was crafty right there, wasn't he? Pump fake, got him in the air, heard the whistle, leaned in and took the shot. He's going to shoot a couple free throws after this timeout.
Lakers by 8. 8:21 left. First half here at Staples.
Hey, guys, remember what we said, though. Phoenix Suns basketball, let's play together, all right?
Slow the ball movement down. Get to the shooters. They're 8 out of 10. All right, possessions. We got to get some things going for us.
We just got to keep playing and play hard, okay? We take it into the basket. We got to finish it hard, okay? Just keep competing. We'll be all right. Everything that we do, though, we got to do it with pace, all right?
Marv, every time you hear a Phoenix Suns huddle, you're going to hear Alvin Gentry talk about pace, pace. Well, why? Because in the first 12 seconds of the clock tonight, they're 11 of 18. When you go into the last 12 seconds, they are 3 of 9. So when the Lakers get their defense set, they're so difficult to score again. That's why Alvin wants to keep that ball moving. And you heard Phil Jackson get to the shooters. They had scored on 8 of 10 possessions. This Laker team is a much, much better defensive team this year. I thought last year they were a better offensive team. This year, they are a premier defensive team.
Goran Dragic at the line, fouled in the act, a 74% free throw shooter during the season. He says when he was 11 years old, he began waking up at 2 in the morning in his native Slovenia to watch NBA games. They were televised live in Slovenia. And then the next day, he would find himself nodding off in class. But he said he received a different kind of education watching Michael Jordan and Steve Nash and Allen Iverson. And now basketball fans in Slovenia, as Farmar is able to knock it down from 3-point land. Now basketball fans in his home country are giving up sleep to watch Goran Dragic. Dragic played by Famar. 10-point lead for the Lakers. After the slow start, they turned it. Robin Lopez, who just checked back in, gets the hop.
That's found money right there when Lopez is knocking down 15 to 16-foot jump shots. See, Lamar Odom can be very active off of Amundsen, because if you keep him off the boards, really that's the only way he's going to score. So Lamar Odom can really be a help defender with his crew on the floor.
Odom gets it right back to Famar. 5 quick points for Famar. Kobe Bryant now defending on Dragic. Barbosa played by Brown with help. Here's Barbosa with the runner. Bynum makes the catch.
And once again, Odom back there to really be able to give help.
Brown unable to find the touch. Suns staying with their bench players. Dragic way off. The save by Amundsen, that's his game. All hustle. Grant Hill has checked in, so Hill back on the floor and draws the foul.
See, the ability, though, for Alvin Gentry to rest Steve Nash. Before, they weren't able to do that, but now with Barbosa and Dragic out together, he has Grant Hill out there to stabilize him. Grant Hill actually was my point guard in Detroit, so he's very capable of running your offense. You could buy a lot of time for Steve Nash so he can be fresh to come in here and finish this half.
Hill fouled by Shannon Brown, and he will shoot 2. TNT brings the engine revving drama of the NASCAR Summer Series to Pocono beginning Sunday, June 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And now Sasha Vujacic off the bench, and he'll check in for the Lakers, and here's it from this crowd. He's back from a severely sprained left ankle. This is his first appearance in this playoff run. He had picked up his play in the final weeks of the regular season after going through a tough period, and he was injured in the final regular season game against the Clippers.
Well, when I was in here for a playoff game against Oklahoma City, he could barely get a shoe on. He was walking in with me as I was coming into the arena. He had a very difficult time walking, so he's put a lot of time and energy in with Gary Vitti, the athletic trainer, to get prepared to be able to play in this series.
Once again, nice move by Odom. He has 13 points.
Well, he's got 13, and Amari Stoudemire's got 7. So once again, they've done a nice job on trying to keep Amari Stoudemire quiet, not letting him dominate in the paint with those dunks and in that screen roll game.
And there's been so much talk about the improved Phoenix defense. That's certainly been the case during the playoffs. Defensive 3 is called on the Lakers, because the Suns are allowing just 95 points per game thus far in the playoffs. But they've given up 50 points here in the first half, and we still have 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Well, I'm sure that Alvin's going to talk about that. Remember, Portland was really a wounded team. San Antonio didn't have the offensive firepower. The Lakers do.
Back in Los Angeles, where the Lakers are looking to successfully defend their NBA championship as they look ahead following this series to the possibility of another appearance in the finals. Let's take a look at the Lincoln driving force. Repeat NBA champs since back in 1970. See, the Lakers did it 87 and 88. Pistons did it 2 straight. The Bulls 3 in a row under Phil Jackson. The Rockets of Kenny Smith and a fellow by the name of Hakeem Olajuwon. And then the Bulls with Phil, followed by the Lakers once again. This the defensive 3-second violation technical converted by Grant Hill.
You know, Marv, just a couple numbers. We talked about style of the game, and you know, the Lakers winning the paint and the Suns the 3. Well, the Lakers are winning the paint 22-8. They're plus 14. They're also winning the 3-point line. They're plus 3 at the 3-point line. That does not bode well for the Phoenix Suns.
Stoudemire is back, as is Richardson, and Amari Stoudemire able to knock it down. Goran Dragic remaining on the floor, but Steve Nash making his way to the scorer's table. 7-point lead for the Lakers. They've led by as many as 11. Odom, uncontested. busted.
That was terrible defense by Amari Stoudemire. He was standing up straight. Lamar Odom is a left-handed player. Let him beat him right with the left-handed drive. When Odom catches the ball at the top, you've got to be able to push him to that right hand. 15 points for Odom. He has 12 in the paint.
Shot clock down to 4. Richardson with 1 on the clock. Handled by Artest. Bryant on the hop, intended for Odom, but broken up. Kick ball.
Take a look at Stoudemire standing up straight. You know, you got to bend your knees. The guy's a left-handed player. You know that. He just drives right around you. Amari Stoudemire has been playing better defense than that, and with Odom playing as well as he is, you got to take the challenge. You're going to let Odom come off the bench and hit you with 15, and you got Gasol, you got Bynum, and then you got Kobe Bryant. You're going to be in for a long night. You see he's almost already doubled his playoff average of 7.8 points. He already has 15 here tonight.
Steve Nash has checked back in. Bryant forcing. Rebound hauled down by Lopez. So the Suns are back to their starting lineup. Richardson slipping it to Stoudemire, who stuffs.
Does not get that many opportunities against the Lakers. They do such a good job of defending the basket, but great dribble penetration that time, and they had to step up to help.
Odom's pass deflected, but handled by Bryant. Shot clock to 6. Bryant over Hill. He had to force it. Good job by Grant Hill.
Yeah, it's a great defensive possession. He fought him in the post. He fronted him. He deflected it. Got him out to the line. Got a hand in his face. You can't do any better than Grant Hill did on that play.
Nice pass. Lopez from Nash. And Robin Lopez has been a factor despite the fact he has not played since the end of March. 8 points for Lopez. 3 rebounds in his 9 minutes on the floor. And a foul is called. It is a reach-in. Phoenix with their second team foul. It is on Lopez. That his first foul. Robin Lopez out of Stanford in his second NBA season. The twin brother of the Nets, Brook Lopez, who had an outstanding rookie year and second season with the New Jersey Nets.
And when you look at the first 2 playoff rounds, the Suns really didn't need him against Portland or the San Antonio Spurs. They needed more of the 3-point shooting of Channing Frye as Artest unloads with a long 2. But they need Lopez's size in this series to bang around with Gasol and Bynum. We've already seen him get into the paint and score some baskets.
Artest has shot well, 4 of 7, 9 points. Foul is called. It is on Fisher.
The Phoenix Suns, their ability to score, are never out of the game, and Phil Jackson knows that, and that's why he keeps talking to his team about getting defensive stops. I mean, right now the Lakers are shooting the ball so well, over 60%, but the Suns now starting to find their rhythm on the offensive end.
Steve Nash with a career-high 94% at the line during the season. Suns averaged 110 points a game during the regular season, leading the NBA for the 5th time. The last 6 years, they shot 49%. That #1 in the league. We've talked about the 3-point shooting, and since that line was moved back to 23-9, the Suns' 41% from 3-point land is the best ever.
Exactly. The 1 year that Charlotte did it, the line had been moved in. So this Phoenix team has been the best ever. And Kobe Bryant with that beautiful mid-range game. I mean, he can stretch it to the 3. He can post. He can play pick and roll. No weakness in his offensive game.
Stoudemire set up by Nash. Not able to convert. Rebounded by Odom. Bryant going at Hill. Rebounded by Richardson. Here's the lead for Hill. Bryant had turned his back. Had the hands up, though. Hill not able to hit. And a loose ball foul on the Lakers. It's on Odom. Lakers over the foul limit. So once again, the Suns to the line.
Marv, a little flashback here. Shane Battier, when he guards Kobe Bryant, look how he puts his hand right into his face. Well, you know what? A couple Blue Devils shared some information. Grant Hill's trying to do the same thing here. He said he got a 5-page voluminous
what a surprise
material from Shane Battier. He said it short-circuited me.
And there is one of the stars of the film, Jessica Alba, and her husband, Cash Warren, who happens to be the son of one-time UCLA star Mike Warren, who I'm told by staff members, they checked it out. I believe they Googled, Doug. Mike Warren was a 14th round. Imagine 14 rounds of the draft selection of the Seattle Sonics way back when.
That's when general managers used to draft their children, though. Like, I mean, Pat Williams drafted his newborn son one year when he was down in Atlanta, I remember. So you get that deep in the draft, you just start grasping, I think.
A lot of local entries drafted.
Exactly.
2.5 remaining in this first half, and the Lakers are up by 6. They've led by as many as 11. Gasol is tied up by Lopez.
Hey, Robin Lopez, for all the time he's missed, has played very well tonight. You know, Marv, he's 4 or 5 from the floor, has 3 rebounds, 8 points, does a nice job here. Just the importance of being big. Doesn't even jump, just keeps his hands up, and it's going to cause a jump ball. Let's see if he can control the tip.
Gasol and Lopez. It was a tough toss to handle. Lakers control. Bryant gets it off to Gasol. That's too easy.
The awareness of Kobe Bryant, though, he found that loose ball and his eyes immediately went to the shot clock, saw it was at 7 seconds, went immediately into the attack mode, and he found Pau Gasol for the easy one.
Nash able to recover, pops it off glass, rebounded by Odom. Test given the room by Richardson. Shot clock to 5. Bryant to the crossover. Bryant is fouled. He was hacked.
What's a loose ball here? Now watch Kobe Bryant. He's going to come up with this loose ball, and his eyes, he looks right up at the shot clock, and he says, we got 7 seconds. I better go to work. And then he finds his partner, Pau Gasol, for the easy score. And then I talk about the discipline, but we saw Kevin Durant do it a lot in the Oklahoma City series with the Lakers, how he likes to drag that ball when guys reach and get to the free throw line. Kobe Bryant did the same thing there. He saw the defender put his hand down. What you do is you drag that ball through and you get to the foul line. That's one of the reasons why Kevin Durant shot about 11 free throws per game, just the ability to make that one move.
Josh Powell will come on for Lamar Odom. So here's it from the crowd sitting down with 15 points, 8 rebounds. Odom's high game in this season's playoffs, 12 points. Prior to tonight, Robin Lopez departs. And now DJ Benga will come on to provide a rest for Pau Gasol. Now, we don't want to hear from Bruin alums, UCLA Bruin alums, who may be very unhappy that we mentioned that Mike Warren was a 14th round draft pick. Mike was an excellent
He was a very good player.
And what teamed up with Lucius Allen?
Very good player. Absolutely was a good player.
Because Reggie Miller is in the building, and I know he was disturbed, thought that we were mocking the 14th
We were actually
round
giving him a little love with what we were doing.
Yes. Coming up on a minute left in this first half. Good play by Fisher. Shot clock to 3, 2. Nash couldn't handle it, and it's a 24-second violation.
Now look at Derek Fisher. You think he's not fired up taking the challenge? All he's heard about is round 1, it was Russell Westbrook. Fish was supposed to be the weak link. Then round 2, it was Darren Williams, and now it's Steve Nash. He just keeps on plugging along. This guy is a champion and a big part of the leadership of this Laker team, trying to defend their title.
And Nash has been held in check. 6 points, 5 assists in this first half. Bryant lost it. Good play by Hill again. Final minute, first half. Nash on the hop. Stoudemire is fouled by Benga.
Foul number 24, Kobe Brown is first personal. Lamar Stoudemire
So Stoudemire to the line. He's hit 4 of 6 at the stripe. Coming up, the T-Mobile halftime report. Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Reggie are here at Staples, and they'll break down the first half.
Well, both teams are shooting the ball well. Very few turnovers, only 4 turnovers on each side. So, Marv, the rest, we wondered how sharp the teams would be. They've been very good offensively here, moving the ball, finding the open man, getting good shots.
They changed that last foul. It is Bryant, not Benga, who picked it up. Vujacic returns. Benga sits down.
Phil Jackson going with a little bit of his Red Holtzman offense to defensive substitution. Marv, you remember those days with the New York Knicks when Red used to do a great job of the offensive defense when the shot clock was, when the clock was stopped, the game clock, of getting offensive players in on this possession.
Red was ahead of his time. He'd also have Mike Reardon coming off the bench to give a foul. And Phil has been greatly influenced by Red Holtzman's philosophy as Fisher draws the foul. And we will have more on that subject later on during the course of the series, with Phil talking about the influence of his days with the New York Knicks, a member of that 70 championship team. Although he did not play, he was sidelined by injury. He was on the 73 Knicks championship team. Fisher had hit his first 2 at the line.
Be aware here now the Suns, they'd like to get a 2-for-1 possession if they can. So look for Nash to push this ball up the floor. Dragic on the floor being guarded by Vujacic as the offensive threat. So look to see if they can get a good 2-for-1 possession here to end this half.
Nash's pass broken up. Fisher able to deflect it.
They've really done a nice job with that, their defense against that middle pick and roll. They've got a lot of deflections. They've disrupted the rhythm of Steve Nash finding that little pocket pass. They've done a nice job switching when Channing Frye is in the game. He's rushed his 3-point shot. So Lakers defense, I think, has been very good on that middle pick and roll that is so deadly for the Suns.
Shannon Brown back, coming on for Derek Fisher. Nash slipping it to Stoudemire. Beautifully done.
They love that. It's a little dribble handoff that's run deep, you know, underneath the basket. It's right at the baseline. A little handoff, and Amari Stoudemire just comes right behind him and gets the easy score.
7-point Laker lead. They can play it out, but a half-second differential. Oh, Bryant with Hill losing his balance. Put down by Josh Powell. Here comes Hill looking to beat the buzzer. Draws the foul. It's on Vujacic.
I tell you, I love what Grant Hill did that time, though. He got beat on the drive. He slipped and fell and did not give up on the play. He sprinted out, and then he looked up at the shot clock a lot like Kobe Bryant did. Now, watch what happens here. He's going to lose his footing there. He's going to slide. Kobe Bryant goes inside. The Lakers score, but we talk about how quickly the Suns retaliate. They push it ahead, and Vujacic there with a bad foul, putting Grant to the free throw line with 0.6 of a second to go in the half.
Hill is 3 of 4 at the line. So 3 shots for Hill. That is called a 3-point attempt by Grant. 7-time All-Star in his 16th NBA season at the age of 37. And hits 2 of 3 to cut it to a 7-point lead. That's the end of the first half. Lakers on fire, shoot 61%, 25 of 41. For the Lakers, 62 points represents the most they have scored in any half in this season's playoff run. Amari Stoudemire leads the way for Phoenix with 15. How about Robin Lopez making his return tonight with 8 points? Lamar Odom off the bench for 15. Kobe Bryant with 14. Let's go to Craig Sager with Lamar Odom.
Well, the build-up to this series, a lot of people said that the Phoenix Suns had the advantage in the bench, but you dispelled the notion here in the first half. 15 points, 8 rebounds. Did you take it personally?
Not at all. Still a long game. Still a lot more to go. It's a lot more to do.
just wanted to stay focused, and I was able to do that.
The scouting report always says, force Lamar Odom to the right, yet you continuously find driving lanes to the left. How do you do it?
Yeah, just use my craftiness, my aim high moves. Tell Kenny that's just aim high, a little in and out, crossover, just get back to my strong hand.
All right, thanks a lot. Good first half. Lamar Odom, 15 points, 8 rebounds. We'll be back with the T-Mobile halftime report. Kenny, AJ, Charles, and Reggie, right here from Staples Center in LA.
Back at Staples Center in Los Angeles, game one of the Western Conference Final Series. Lakers at the half have a 7-point lead on the Suns. Marv Albert along with Doug Collins, Craig Sager. An excellent first half for the Lakers, led by Lamar Odom off the bench for 15 points. Kobe Bryant had 14, but Phil Jackson has to be very pleased with the way his team defended against the Suns' vaunted pick and roll.
Well, to do this, you have to have a guard who will pressure the ball, Derek Fisher, and you have to have big men who are going to show up big and wide, so Steve Nash has to go sideline to sideline rather than be able to go north-south. You see Fisher square him up. Look at how they're building a wall in the paint. They're going to kick the ball back out. Benga recovers. Fisher is helping out. Now they're going to rescreen it. Watch how Fisher fights over this pick. Does not lay into the screen. He fights over it. Benga shows, look, he gets his hand in the passing lane. And this is why the Suns struggled against the Laker defense, is because the big men, the pressure of Derek Fisher. As a result, only 3 of 10 from the three-point line. So much of their three-point shooting comes from that, Marv.
All right, a look at the game summary presented by Budweiser. Lakers shoot 61%, 25 of 41. Phoenix at 19 of 38. They shoot 50%. 4 threes by the Lakers, 3 for the Suns. And you see the differential points in the paint. How about that Laker bench in the first half?
And let's see if Jason Richardson can get started here in this second half. He hit 2 threes in the first 6 minutes of the game. Did not score after that. We know how important he is to this team. Let's see if they can get him going here to start this period.
Lakers have led by as many as 11. A rainbow offered up by Nash. Rebounded by Bryant. Bryant with a nice move to get the dribble by Nash. Bryant played by Hill with help from Stoudemire. Hill knocked it away but called for a reach-in foul. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Alvin Gentry very encouraged by that first half despite the 7-point deficit. He said the biggest concern, we have to cut off the driving lanes of Lamar Odom and Kobe Bryant. He said we will probably go to a zone at some point here in the second half. I asked what kind. He said, well, I'd like to get away with a 3-3, but I don't think I will, so you'll see a 2-3.
And here is Bryant at the 24-second buzzer.
Now, remember when Grant Hill talked about when you play Kobe Bryant, you cannot get discouraged. That's one of those moments where you can't get discouraged because he just hit an incredible shot against the shot clock.
Kobe 5 of 11, 16 points. Once again, Robin Lopez off the assist by Steve Nash. Lopez with 10 points. I don't think Alvin Gentry expected this much from Robin Lopez.
But you notice what they're doing? They're using Lopez in that pick and roll because Bynum can't move his feet as well. And so he's getting that roll, so they're taking advantage of Bynum's lack of his mobility, and they're getting him involved in those pick and rolls.
Foul committed by Stoudemire, his second.
Kobe Bryant here, just that fading shot, almost a degree of difficulty there would be off the charts, and that's why you've just got to play him and keep playing him. You know he's going to make some of those shots.
Lakers back to the starting lineup. Gasol with Bynum and Artest up front. Bryant and Fisher in the backcourt. Here's Gasol, played by Lopez.
Wow. How good was that footwork, Marv? I honestly think he's better with his left hand around the rim than he is his right.
Powell is 5 of 7, 10 points. Lopez with the running hook set up from the corner.
See, practice? You don't need to practice. He's been out a month.
Just let me play, Coach.
Thank you, Mr. Iverson. Here's Bryant with a beautiful move. Lakers up 68-59. Third quarter just underway, and miscommunication on that pass off the dribble thrown by Nash.
Well, what's happening right now is the Lakers are getting way too high percentage shots, Mark. You talked about it. They're shooting almost 64%. I mean, the Suns, I know they're a high-scoring team, but they've got to do a better job defending the paint. That's 34 points in the paint already for the Lakers. They're plus 14.
Fisher played on a switch, whips it out. They swing it. Bryant with a long three. Yes!
Fresh legs. 6 days of rest did him wonders.
And there were questions, as you mentioned. Kobe Bryant really practicing this week. Beautiful move by Nash. Able to drive the lane. Kobe did practice on Saturday, but sat out to rest the knee. Has the finger problem. Earlier had an ankle injury earlier in the season. Gasol with room. Lakers by 10. Nash. Stoudemire. Wide open shot for Amari Stoudemire, who now has 17.
See, when Amari's in the game, though, that's a long two. When Channing Frye is in the game, that's a three-point shot. That's a big difference when you lose that three-point shooting, getting Lopez in the screen roll instead of Amari.
Artest ducking behind the screen and hits. It's a two-pointer. Had a foot on the line.
You know, his shot selection has been very good tonight, Marv. He's had a couple shots that he could have taken that he's made the extra pass.
Hill, he felt he was fouled and has a valid point.
There was contact, no question. I think Greg Willard is trying to say that Grant Hill forced that contact. I'm not sure.
Gasol played by Hill and tied up. Gasol was trying to call for a timeout. And a foul is called. It's on Hill. He's saying, no, I was going for the loose ball, and that should be a jump ball.
Well, adds insult to injury. Grant thought he got fouled on one end, and then they called the foul on the loose ball on the other. What's Grant Hill? He pump fakes. I guess they said that Grant jumped back into Kobe. There was contact on that play, no question. And this ball goes down loose, and they said that Grant Hill hits him in the jaw there with that loose ball.
3 fouls on Hill. Bryant got the step. Did not bank it. Nash runs it down. And that
technical foul on Kobe.
Yeah.
Technical foul on number 24, Kobe Bryant.
I think he was upset on the play when he went to the rim. I think he felt that he was fouled, and in the transition running back there, he said something to Scott Foster and got teed up. Right here as he's going to run by, you hear him, you see him yelling at Scott Foster. Now, they will not call that technical if they feel like the offense has the advantage. They'll play it out, and if you can get a fast break, they'll call the technical afterwards. So they will not stop play if the offense has the advantage.
Nash able to convert the free throw. Alvin Gentry with his starting 5 on the floor. Nash and Richardson at the guards with Stoudemire, Hill, and Lopez up front. Richardson off the cut, yes.
Good play that time. You got to get him back involved in the game. We talked about that 20-point barrier. He was that third scorer for them, actually their leading scorer in the first 2 series, so they need him to put up points.
During the regular season, did not score against the Lakers the way he has in the postseason. First 2 rounds, Kobe Bryant now has 23 points. Stoudemire, yes.
He's shooting the jump shot. Alvin Gentry told us before the game he's going to have to make that jump shot, and he's shooting it well tonight. He's 7 of 9, 19 points. He's gotten to the foul line 8 times, so a very efficient game here so far for Stoudemire.
And remember that prior to the trade deadline, it appeared Amari would be dealt. The trade was not made, and he has played some of the best basketball of his career since then. Fisher keeps it alive, running through by Lopez, who commits the foul.
All the little things that Derek Fisher brings. I know I'm a big Derek Fisher fan. I have to admit it, Marv. Just the leadership, the toughness, all these little 50-50 balls that he brings. I mean, you get into 3-4 possession games, you get these kind of plays, they add up at the end of the game.
14 fouls committed by the Suns. Lakers do not have any, and there's number 5. Puts them over the limit, and a technical has been called. The foul committed by Hill, his 4th, and apparently Grant had something to say to the official. Jason Phillips, he's teed up, and Bryant will shoot the technical.
A little frustration coming out in Grant Hill guarding Kobe Bryant. When you guard Kobe, it's going to be a physical and mental challenge. He's going to be coming at you, Marv, the entire game. There's going to be contact. He's going to make tough shots. And let's see what happens here as Kobe comes up. They call Grant with the foul, and then the little hand there that he waves away with Jason Phillips. So the technical free throw. So Grant's going to have to take a seat.
He has been the Suns' defensive star in the playoffs, going against Andre Miller of Portland, Manu Ginobili of San Antonio, although Ginobili playing through that broken nose. Grant playing in the month of May for the first time in his NBA career.
What a great story. It was sort of interesting. His wife, Tamia, they were talking about when the free agency was coming about, you know, Grant, where do you want to play? And she says, Grant, you go to New York, you can enjoy the city. You go to Boston, you can win. You go to Phoenix, you can have fun going to work every day. And he said, you know what? I got all 3 this year.
Yes, he did. It has been a superb season for Grant Hill at the age of 37. Richardson with the step.
It's that beautiful curl move that they run, and that Jason Richardson comes so hard off that screen. The last time we saw him make the jumper, that time he got all the way to the rim.
Bryant getting inside. Kobe Bryant has scored 12 of the last 16 points for the Lakers. Suns down by 8. Stoudemire. That was deflected by Gasol, who is ahead of the field.
Powell puts it down. Now, no one rotated back. Gasol, you said it, he blocked the shot and then just kept going. Someone's got to rotate back and cover him.
Pass picked off by Gasol.
That's the size that bothers Steve Nash in the passing lane. The Laker length, their long arms, getting those deflections.
Bryant for 3. Rebounded by Bryant. Nash just 3 of 8 from the field, 9 points. He does have 11 assists. Adams pass off the foot of Gasol. So the ball back to Phoenix. 5:21 to go in this 3rd quarter. The Lakers up by 10. Kobe Bryant taking over in the 3rd. For LA overall, 8 of 16 from the field, 36 points for Bryant. Several eye injuries, played only 53 games. This after coming back from surgically repaired knees. Made the All-Star team for a 5th time this year. Finished up very strong. Overall average 23 points. 9 rebounds.
You know, I didn't think early in the season he was sharp. I think he was getting adjusted to that eye surgery, the goggles. He was a little bit overweight. He was not able to run and work out, and it really took him about a half season until I thought he got in sync offensively.
And he stripped right there. Bryant took it away. Bryant now played by Jared Dudley, who just checked back in. The step back by Bryant. He is on fire. 14 of his 28 here in the 3rd quarter.
Shot 9 free throws. I talked about tomorrow. When he shoots double-digit free throws, chances are he's going to get to the mid-30s to 40 points because you know the rest of his game is going to be there.
Nash making the turn. Nice move by Steve Nash.
What Derek Fisher does, he rides over the top of those screens and he tries to keep his body attached to Steve Nash. Steve Nash thought he got pushed from behind on that play, talking to Greg Willard.
Off for Gasol, met by Fry. Oh, the fadeaway by Pau Gasol.
How many big guys can catch the ball like that, going away from the basket, gather yourself, get bumped, fade away, and knock down that jump shot?
Yeah, he was upset that there was no foul called. Gasol is now 7 of 10 from the field, a solid 14-point outing. A reach-in foul. It is on Fisher. That is his third.
Remember, I said Steve Nash complained the previous play about that. When Fisher comes over that screen, he sort of grabs that guy rolling to disrupt his timing. It's a big part of that Suns offense, is that quick roll to the basket.
It's only the first team foul committed by the Lakers. Fry for 3. And he's been off. 1 of 7 from the field.
But Kobe's got that bounce in his step right now. He's going right at Jared Dudley on this possession.
Series of fakes, and then has to give it up. Beautiful pass by Gasol. Yes, and it counts.
How beautiful was that? Gasol read that play beautifully. Kobe gave the ball up. And watch what happens. Gasol is going to flash to the open area and go right back door. Watch Kobe moving without the basketball. That is just terrific teamwork. Kobe Bryant, 30 points now. And you see this, Marv, I always go on that 1 point per shot. 1.7. He was 1.5 against Utah. You will not beat the Lakers when he puts up those kind of numbers. That is offensive efficiency at its finest.
Channing Frye called for the foul. Bryant with 17 of the Lakers' 25 points here in the third quarter. And they pulled away. It's a 15-point advantage. Nash lost his balance, lost the ball. Odom with the skip pass. Here's a brilliant third quarter by Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. The Suns will talk it over.
Phil Jackson always talks to his team about the third quarter, coming out and making that push. The Suns, it's the second quarter. Tonight, it's the Lakers, the third. They have pushed this lead to 17.
To look at those on hand here in L.A. Sly in the house, Sylvester Stallone, Dustin Hoffman, who is a regular here. Jack rarely misses a Laker game. And the cast of Southland. Michael Cudlitz, Regina King, stars of the TNT hit series Southland, in attendance here this evening. And Kentucky All-American John Wall, who will have much interest in the NBA lottery that takes place tomorrow night. John could be #1 draft pick. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the third. Stoudemire not able to hit, rebounded by Odom. The Lakers have opened up a 17-point lead. Test passed on the shot.
Now those are threes he would have taken earlier in the year. He's showing a lot of discipline with his shot selection.
Well, you recall Douglas Gasol was able to knock it down, that Phil Jackson was upset about the shot selection of the run-out test, particularly when he was firing away from three-point range, which led to the Twitter is what he said, incident.
I guess when you're shooting about 17% from three, the coach should say something to you, right, Marv?
Steve Nash able to hit the jumper. Well, Phil Jackson quoted in the papers concerning his feeling that Run's shot selection could be better. And as a side note, Artest was late for a practice and then fined by Phil. Here's Artest shooting for three. Kept alive. Bryant stripped. And that led to Artest complaining via Twitter about the head coach not talking directly to him. Dudley not able to hit from three-point range. And back comes Fisher. Phil said he did make the point, though, regarding shot selection to Artest at practice. And whether players agree with it or not over the years, that has been Phil's style. He will tweak a player through the media, which does get the attention of the player.
Ooh.
Incidentally, Artest apologized to Jackson, and then Phil said he was sympathetic to Ron's feelings.
Jason Richardson's doing, again, nice job off that screen, but they've chased him off that three-point line, Marv. They had two threes early. His last 3 field goals have all been 2-pointers, so I think they feel good about that, making him get inside that line.
Bryant off the fake. Richardson for 3.
Now that's what they worry about, because he can heat up in a hurry, and that 18, 19-point lead could get into single digits quickly.
Jason Richardson has hit all 4 of his shot attempts here in the third. 15 points in all. Artest, that was contested by Dudley. Odom kept it alive.
Boy, Kobe wants that ball in the post. He's got his hand out, but I want it in the post.
Not a good sequence here by the Lakers.
That's good defensive possession that time by the Suns. Got a chance to close this quarter nicely.
Fly. And apparently stepped out of bounds.
Well, he's just been out of rhythm all night, Marv. I talked about it. He was 4 of 18 against the Lakers in the regular season. Quick shots and balls tonight. Never gotten any kind of rhythm. He's 1 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3. That would have been a big possession. You get a score there, maybe get it to 9. Now, the question's going to be is how long now will Steve Nash rest? We talk about Alvin liking that bench. When you're down 12 or 14, how long can you keep Steve Nash resting over there? He likes to keep him normally till the 6-minute mark. I don't know if he can do that tonight.
Goran Dragic coming on. Just 11 seconds to play here in the third. Getting back to Channing Frye. During the season, he hit 44% from three-point range. Bryant is fouled. With 3.6 remaining in the third, Kobe heads to the line. The foul committed by Dudley. That's his third. Kobe is 9 of 10 at the line. He has 33 points in all. As you look at the most playoff games with 30 or more points, Michael Jordan leads the way. Kobe now with 71, making headway on Jerry West and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
So when you're the all-time leading scorer for the Lakers, or you have Laker records, you've done some things, Marv. The guys who've played in this organization, I mean, you look up at those retired uniforms. I mean, look at Jerry West, Chamberlain, Baylor, Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Gail Goodrich. That is some stars upon stars right there.
Lakers do have a foul to give. Richardson fouled right there by Farmar with 1.2 to go. And now the Suns will put it in play in their front court.
Remember now, to end the half, Sasha Vujacic fouled Grant Hill shooting a 3, so the Lakers do not want to pull that gaff again here at the end of this period.
Dudley will throw in. Guarded by Vujacic. Richardson on a catch. Good effort there by Richardson, who ripped out. That's the end of 3 here at Staples in LA. The Lakers have a 93-79 lead. You're watching Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals on TNT. Back in Los Angeles, aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. Moments ago, Craig Sager talked with Laker head coach Phil Jackson.
Well, Coach, you haven't played in a week, and Kobe Bryant hasn't practiced the entire time yet. He seems to have a lot of bounce in his step. What's your assessment of how he's playing here tonight?
Well, I don't know if these diamonds represent anything, but he's been a diamond in the rough, hasn't he? No, in reality, he's been shooting. Even though he hasn't practiced, he's been shooting. And his shooting's pretty good.
Yes, it is. They've cut the lead now down to 14. What's the biggest concern defensively against them?
Well, we got foul trouble in the second period, and they shot a lot of foul shots. We have to eliminate that when we come out in the fourth.
Okay, thanks a lot. But these diamonds are very few compared to the ones on your ring.
All right.
Back to you, Mark.
Doug, you know when a couple of quipsters get together, it is knee-slapping comedy.
You know, it's amazing. Every time Segs interviews Phil, Phil has to just sort of look at him and just sort of check it all over before he can get serious.
Fourth quarter is underway. It's a 14-point lead for the Lakers. Here, Barbosa got the step, able to beat Shannon Brown. Nice move by Barbosa. Lakers have led by as many as 19. How about 21 points in the quarter, in the third for Bryant, which is a high for a quarter for Kobe this season. Here's Brown. He gets the call. It counts. And the foul. So Shannon Brown going right back at Barbosa.
You know what's interesting to me is that Alvin Gentry is resting a lot of his starters. Phil Jackson normally will rest Kobe Bryant at this point in time. It looks like he's trying to go right now for the kill. He's got Kobe out there. He's got Gasol. He's got Odom to go along with Brown and Farmar in the backcourt. It looks to me like right now he's trying to make that push and put this game away before Nash and those guys can come back in and maybe make a difference.
Brown with a three-point play. Kobe Bryant, the high man, with 35. Barbosa played by Brown. Dragic, he got the step. Robinson with the putback.
That's the one thing he'll bring. He'll give you great offensive rebounding. He's very active on the defensive end. And basically, if he's going to score, it's going to be on those kind of opportunities.
Lewis Robinson out of UNLV in his fourth NBA season. Farmar kicks it back out. Bryant with a long three-pointer. Making 38 points for Bryant, who had 30 or more in each of the 4 games against the Utah Jazz.
You see how quickly Odom closed on Channing Frye that time. He does not want to give him a good look at the basket.
Frye
shot there, Mark, just totally out of rhythm right now.
Bryant kept alive by Odom. Took a poke to the face. Dragic reaching in, trying to slap the ball away, and then goes over to apologize.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often in basketball, Marv. As many times as guys are in a congested area and guys are reaching for the ball.
Remember how often it happened to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
yes.
that he put the goggles on
yes.
because of that. Odom able to shake it off.
I tell you, Odom has been brilliant tonight. 15 points, about 13 rebounds. So really, it's hard to say he's a bench player. Reminds me a lot of Tony Parker in San Antonio. You say bench point, and really they're starters.
Off the block, Odom right back, blocked again. Blocked again. 3 in a row, but that's a goal tag. First it was Amundsen, then Stoudemire, and then a goal tag.
Whatever Lamar Odom has gotten ready for tonight's game, I mean, his energy level is absolutely sky high. His activity level, 3 efforts on this one play. He finally gets to score.
Remember earlier in the season, as Stoudemire is fouled on the play, Phil Jackson was upset that Lamar Odom was drinking too much coffee before games. He said that take the caffeine away from him before the game. I think he burns energy up before he even gets into the game. So he said, I'm barring coffee. No coffee for Lamar prior to games.
So now Phil is going to the nutrition angle.
Yes, he is. A look at the upcoming national TV schedule. ESPN tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the NBA Draft Lottery, followed by the Eastern Conference Finals Game 2 as the Magic look to bounce back after what took place yesterday, losing at home to the Celtics. And then right here on TNT Wednesday, we'll have Game 2 of the Western Conference Final between the Suns and the Lakers.
We talked about, you know, the Suns and how are they going to win this game? Spreading the floor, shooting the 3. They are 4 of 16, shooting 25%. Their transition game, they only have 4 fast break points. And defending the paint, the Lakers are plus 14 in the paint. So everything that the Lakers wanted to do in this game, they've been able to do. And this guy right here has been spectacular. That is 40 for Kobe Bryant.
Ball knocked away from Richardson, who took a swipe at Farmar. He was upset. That could have easily been a technical foul on Richardson. The official did not see it. Falmar with his third foul.
Mark, remember we talked about, as this game started, the confidence level of the Phoenix Suns. Dragic is playing very confidently here tonight as he knocks in the jumper. But remember I said, could the Lakers come out tonight and could they get the Suns on their heels, maybe steal a little of that confidence? And right now, up 16, the Lakers feel pretty good about what they're doing. It's an important time for the Phoenix Suns to finish this game on a good note, have something to carry into the second game.
A Laker team that went 57-25 in the regular season, best record in the Western Conference. At their best, they went 18-3. They were 28-6. Here is Gasol. Yes, and the foul. The basket counts, and Gasol will go to the line.
He is so good. He is so patient, so skilled. His footwork, it's like he's been learning from Kobe in the low poster, that rocking that lower back like Michael used to do to field the defender. Kobe walking over to him. Kobe know this guy changed his life, Mark. Before he came, the year before they came, the Suns beat the Lakers 4-1 in a best-of-7. That's when Kobe talked about being traded in the offseason. They had won 42 games in the regular season. Fisher comes back, Bynum develops, they get Gasol and the rest of it.
Barbosa turned back. Yeah, the following season, midway through, they made the...
Whoa! 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 Was there a trampoline there?
I actually thought he was going over the backboard.
This is amazing. Look at this. He almost jumped over Jason Richardson's head. This is what people wanted to see in the dunk competition.
We'll be back to Staples in a moment. All right, Doug, time for the Double Down Cam presented by KFC Double Down.
Well, who other than Kobe Bryant, who's been doubling down all night. He's seen double team defenses. He's going backdoor. He's got his partner there, Pau Gasol, who reads defenses beautifully, flashes to the open area. Kobe goes to the rim, the three-point play. Kobe Bryant tonight has 40, Pau Gasol 19. How about Lamar Odom 17 with 15 rebounds. Marv, this is that devastating duo, what they did against Utah. They had 65 in that game. Tonight they have 59. Look at their numbers. That's a tough duo to try to contend with every single night.
Shannon Brown, who had that sensational leap as he tried to dunk it just a moment ago, fouled on the play, is at the line for 2. Getting back to Kobe, we mentioned his 21 points in the third quarter, his all-time playoff high in a quarter, his high for the season in a quarter. Incidentally, Elgin Baylor holds the Laker playoff record, most points in a quarter. Our statistician Brian Taylor passing on this note. 22 points for Elgin in a quarter against the Detroit Pistons back in 1961. Here's Stoudemire.
So that means he's still one behind Goran Dragic, who had 23 in San Antonio.
For 3. The Lakers with their 7th three-pointer. 7 of 13, while the top three-point shooting team during the regular season, the Suns, as you mentioned, just 4 of 16 from beyond that three-point line.
Well, sometimes you say, take a look at the regular season, and then, you know, you can throw that out going into the playoffs. Well, you know, tonight you have not been able to do that because, once again, it's been the power of the Lakers in the paint, and they are winning the battle of the three-point line, something they did, Marvin, in the regular season. They outscored the Suns by over 2 a game behind the three-point line, and that is the Suns' huge advantage in their first 2 playoff series, was points behind that three-point line and the differential.
This is the three-pointer. Shannon Brown. And the Lakers extend to a 113-87 lead. Shannon Brown had a huge game 4 last Monday night in Utah, including back-to-back three-pointers, 12 points in all against the Jazz as the Lakers wrapped up that series.
You notice how the Suns are playing east to west. They're not getting any north-south penetration, and if they do, it's a pull-up two. They can't get all the way in the paint. The Lakers really zone up. Their big guys get back, and they shut down penetration. They show on those screens, and it's been a tough night for the Suns trying to get anything to work.
Gasol got the step on Stoudemire. A 12-2 run for the Lakers. They lead at 115-89.
That size is devastating.
Richardson for three, way off, got glass.
Will we see Steve Nash anymore tonight?
There's foul ball. And these are easy baskets now for the Lakers. Getting back to the point we touched on earlier, a Phoenix team that people around the NBA say, well, yes, they have improved defensively. I mean, that's not going to be their forte, but in the playoffs against Portland and San Antonio, they allowed 10 games, just 95, 96 points a game, but they have been torn apart here tonight by the Lakers.
Well, it's all matchups, Marv. You got three guys that can post. You got Kobe Bryant that can score anywhere on the floor. And now all of a sudden you've got Odom and his bench coming in. I mean, Farmar and Shannon Brown have played well tonight. So, I mean, it's been a thorough dismantling of the Suns here tonight. But it's only one game. And that's why I said the Suns' psyche coming back in the game, too.
Richardson is fouled. Richardson took a shot to the bridge of the nose. Foul on Farmar. That is his fourth. A programming reminder, it's a new season and a new reason to get more leverage. The Leverage 2-hour season premiere event is Sunday, June 20th at 9, 8 Central, only on TNT. Jason Richardson, 9th season out of Michigan State, acquired from the Charlotte Bobcats last season in the deal for Boris Diaw and Raja Bell. Jared Dudley a part of that trade. The general manager of the Phoenix Suns, Steve Kerr. This is a Phoenix team that won 54 games. One of the surprises of the season, bouncing back from last year, a non-playoff year for the first time since back in 2002, although they went 46-36. Alvin Gentry taking over from Terry Porter, who was hired following the departure of Mike D'Antoni. Steve Kerr wanted more of an emphasis on defense, which was the case. Here's Brown. There were questions concerning the Phoenix futures of Steve Nash, Grant Hill, Amari Stoudemire, but Kerr re-signed Nash. And Hill ended up not trading Amari Stoudemire, then made that trade with Charlotte. That has worked out well. Dragic kept it alive. The crowd wanted a traveling violation. But here in game one of the Western Conference Final, they are trailing now 117-93.
Well, Steve Kerr has done a great job. Mark, we saw for 2 years him take all kinds of heat and everything. And, I mean, he has retooled this team. Should be very, very proud. I mean, Ron Artest now starting to throw up some of those threes that I'd given him credit for staying away from early in the game. But well, Steve Kerr has done a brilliant job here. He's got some nice young pieces. And this team is maybe one of the best teams in the league in terms of chemistry as Barbosa knocks down the two. There's a group of guys that enjoys playing together. They bring out the best in each other. I use the word synergy, where the sum of the parts is greater than they are individually as a whole. And that's really what this Phoenix Suns team is all about.
Now look at Kobe Bryant, who has put up 40 points to lead the way for the Lakers.
Guys, there's lessons to be learned now. We still got to play. We got to play out the game, and we got to play it the right way. We'll be okay. I'm telling you guys, we haven't played very good. We got to play a lot better than this anyway. So, hey, but we can continue to play hard. We can continue to compete.
Well, as a coach, you're always trying to teach. And in a series, yes, Marv, this is one game, and the Lakers have dominated. You got to find something, though, that you can carry into game two. I mean, this whole series can change in one night. And that's what you got to do. Lopez is out there right now continuing to work on his conditioning so he can get stronger.
Farmar went to the fadeaway and rebounded by Dudley.
Jared Dudley has not been able to get it going tonight. Got in early foul troubles. Only taken one shot tonight. Has not scored. Actually, Barbosa and Dragic have been the bright spots. Those two guys each have 11. They have 22 points off the bench. They've shot 10 of 14. So that is the bright spot for Alvin Gentry.
How about 18 rebounds for this guy, Lamar Odom? That is a playoff career high.
And he has 7 offensive rebounds. Put that in perspective. The Suns as a team have 8 total. And here is Lamar Odom on cue. See what's happened in this game too. Odom is much more effective because he's so much better in the pick and roll defense than Bynum is. So Phil goes to him and he changes the game with his rebounding, his energy, and tough shot there by Amundsen in the lane.
3-on-2 for the Lakers. Artest uncertain and then misses on a 3, but it's kept alive by Gasol. Finding Artest.
Just pounding them on the boards. That's rebounds plus, what is that, 15 now for the Lakers rebounding?
Dudley able to knock down a 3. First 3 in quite some time for the Suns. Only their 5th of the night. 5 of 18 from three-point territory. A lot of big numbers being put up here by the Lakers. We've been talking about Kobe Bryant. He comes up with his 11th 40-point game in the playoffs. His playoff career high. He did have 50 against the Suns in May of 2006. Foul call on Dudley, putting Artest at the line.
See, if you're Dudley, you know, you make a 3. You had not gotten anything going all night. You know, maybe all of a sudden you see that ball go in the basket. And you carry that into game 2. That's why I always said, you know, when you're in these kind of games, the last thing Phil Jackson wants to see is for all of a sudden Dudley to make a shot, or if Channing Frye comes in, starts seeing that ball go in the basket, that can carry over into the next game.
Dragic able to come up with the missed free throw. Barbosa for 3. And Odom makes it 19-19.
One of the things I think we will see in game 2, I think we're going to see the Suns play zone.
Well, the Lakers at 58% from the field. They've been around 60 throughout the night. 3-second violation. They've hit 48 of 83 and 8 of 16 from downtown. Timeout with just under 3 left in the 4th. All right, let's revisit our cold hard facts presented by Coors Light.
Well, we said the Lakers wanted to pound the paint. They did, plus 18. 3-point shooting, we said that was the edge of the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers actually plus 9. Bench advantage, it was all Lamar Odom, 19-19. And Kobe Bryant, his 11th 40-point playoff game. The Lakers are now 10-1 in those games.
We're down to 2:44 remaining in the 4th quarter. And when you think about all the concern regarding Kobe Bryant coming into tonight's game 1 because of the knee problem, and he came out looking as if he had the rhythm right from the start. Lob misfires intended for Lopez. Dudley on the recovery, and he is fouled, hit by Powell. So Dudley will go to the line. Bryant had a solid first half and then poured in 21 points in the 3rd quarter. 13 of 23 overall, 11 of 12 at the line, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 40 points on the night for Bryant. Amazing is being here. Season tickets for 2010-2011 are on sale now. Go to nba.com/tickets to reserve your seats. The NBA where amazing happens.
You know, following Michael Jordan in his career, as I did, and getting a chance to coach him, the one thing I used to always marvel at with Michael in a playoff series, how often in game 1 he liked to send a message. Just to, you know, you can't guard me. There's no one on this team that's going to be able to slow me down. You sort of got a sense that Kobe tonight sort of had that feeling. I'm going to let you know that I'm here and there's nobody here that can guard me.
And several members of the Suns took a crack at it. Grant Hill picked up 4 fouls in the process. Dragic is fouled by Famar as Powell slaps it away. Luke Walton, who has Had back problems throughout the season. Checking in for the first time. But Kobe tonight facing Hill, Richardson, Dudley for the most part.
And Grant Hill got in foul trouble there right early in that third quarter. Really never was able to get back in the game. And we did not see Steve Nash at all here in this fourth period. So Alvin Gentry feeling the game was out of reach. I'm not going to put Nash back in the game. And so Steve Nash should be rested again they've had a lot of time off, and he should be rested for game 2. But questions are going to be adjustments. You know, Marv, you cannot lose the three-point line and the paint and give up a 61 to Gasol and Bryant and give 19 and 19 to Odom and have any kind of chance at all. So Alvin's going to have to go back to the drawing board and find something that's going to work in game 2.
Crowd wants Benga to take the shot. Goes at Lopez. The final numbers on Nash. He goes 28 minutes, 5 of 10 from the field. They swing it. Dudley for 3. Oh! And it's back tap. Farmar gets it down. Here's Brown. Brown on the fast break. Nash, 5 of 10, 13 points and 13 assists.
Well, Farmar and Brown have combined now for 19 off the bench. So 40 bench points for the Los Angeles Lakers. They get a little chip on that shoulder coming in. All they heard about was how good the Suns bench was.
Dudley. This is another 3 and a foul. Robinson trying to squeeze his way through. Fouled by Walton.
It's always interesting to me, Marv, after this game is over, to start hearing what the guys have to say after the game and the psyche of the Suns. You know, how are they going to bounce back? I don't think the Suns have lost back-to-back games, you know, in about 2 months, 3 months. I mean, they've played so well. Are they going to be able to bounce back? Are they going to have that confidence in their step that they had coming into the game tonight?
And as we have talked about, when there have been blowouts, and this one was over early fourth quarter, people sometimes overreact, but there are adjustments made, and one game does not necessarily lead to another in the postseason.
And I think one of the things that you think you're going to see the Suns play zone, a lot more zone, and try to defend the paint, and try to maybe make jump shots and not. Benga now is going to work on the outside.
DJ Benga out of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is a 7-footer. Dudley, once again not able to hit the 3. Lopez is taken down as he was able to box out Shannon Brown.
I spoke of back-to-back losses. The last time the Suns had back-to-back losses were January 25th and 26th. That's how consistent they have been. Well, they're going to be pushed in game 2.
Game 2 here on Wednesday. Then the scene shifts to the Valley of the Sun. Game Sunday. And then next Tuesday in Phoenix. And this entire Western Conference Final Series will be seen right here on TNT. Suns also had won 6 straight playoff games, a franchise record. Opening round beat Portland in 6. Semifinals knocked off their longtime nemesis, the San Antonio Spurs, in a 4-game sweep. Walton going to back his way in. So Luke Walton gets onto the stat sheet. Final seconds. The Suns giving up 128 points. The Lakers 128. And the Suns 107. The Lakers take game 1 of this best of 7. Kobe Bryant with 40 points. 21 for Pau Gasol, 19 points, 19 rebounds for Lamar Odom. The high man for the Suns, Amari Stoudemire, with 23. Let's go to Craig with Kobe.
Well, Kobe, 128 points, 40 by you. At one point, Doug Collins said, I think Kobe's sending a message that there's nobody on this court that can guard you. What did you think going into the third quarter when you scored 21?
I just want to come out and be aggressive. Make their defense have to make an adjustment.
You guys hadn't played in a week. They said you hadn't practiced. How much did that week off help the rehabilitation of your knee?
Helped tremendously. I was able to get stronger as that time, for the last week or so, and I feel a lot better.
It's only one game, but Lamar Odom, 19 points, 19 rebounds. If he continues to play like that, is there any way that the Suns or anybody can beat you guys?
Well, we become a much tougher matchup. He's such a great player, and he sacrificed a lot to come off the bench for our team. And when he can come off the bench and put up those kind of numbers, it makes it awfully tough.
All night long, you heard chants MVP. LeBron James was named the MVP this year for the second year in a row, but he and the Cavs have been eliminated. Is this your stage or platform to remind everybody that you're still the best player on the planet?
No, don't worry about that. I like to get one more cookie, though.
Well, I don't think the fans here would trade you for anybody past or present. Great game tonight.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's go back to Barb.
All right, thank you, Craig, for Kobe. His 11th 40-point game in his playoff career. And the Lakers in a romp over the Phoenix Suns in Game 1 of this Western Conference Final. Thanks to our producer, Scott Cockerell, Director Lonnie Dale, Associate Director Bert Bondi and Tom Height, production assistants Jeff Paris and Sam Polis, and our statistician, Brian Taylor. Again, the final score, the Lakers 128, the Suns 107. So for Doug Collins, Craig Sager, and the rest of our crew, I'm Marv Albert saying good night. From Los Angeles, you've been watching the Western Conference Finals exclusively on TNT. And coming in 2011, it's March Madness, the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on TNT, TBS, and True TV. Right here, we will take a quick break, and then it is Inside the NBA with E.J. Kenny, Charles, and Reggie from right here at Staples Center. Good night from Los Angeles.